topic that y'all want to elaborate on, or, you know, I will elaborate on it. Okay? Everybody with me?
Yes.
Let's go. Acceptance. Do anybody want to share about acceptance, or what it means, or do you need me to go first and about understanding what I understand about acceptance? Okay. You want me to go first? Okay. You want to go?
Yeah,
Okay. She said she
go
go
ahead,
first.
go first.
Okay, with me and acceptance, it was like when I came back at the end of my road, and when I got clean in 2013, what I had to realize is that I had to accept all of the deaths that I had been through. It was hard for me to accept it, and as long as I wasn't accepting it, I kept running back to the negativity. So when I finally had to accept that my family members are no longer here, that was the stepping stone for me to begin to open up and ask for the help that I need. Because every time I tried to bring up the deaths, I would get a sharp pain in my heart, like I couldn't even talk about it. So it's like acceptance plays a big part, because once I accept that they no longer here, right, but I can live, right, each day, because I didn't understand how I could live without, like my last death was my son, and I didn't know how I could live without him, you know, but I had to accept that I'm still here, right, and as long as I'm still here, that God got me here for a reason, and I want to live. That's how I had on acceptance.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
But when
Thank
you
you
say
for
you came to the room,
Yes.
when you say you came to the room,
To the end of the road.
where was you coming from?
Well, I was out there doing drugs, running around, stealing, you know, in that negative life, because I was trying to numb the pain. I didn't want to feel the pain, you know. And when I talked about the deaths, it's not just my son. My son was the last death. But like I done lost my whole immediate family. 2 brothers, 2 sisters, my parents, and then my son. You know, so it was hard for me to talk about it because it was like back to back to back. You know, so I was out there running and using drugs for years.
How many years?
I'll say over 30. I'm not
How
sure.
many years clean?
I have 7 years clean now.
All right. Thank you for sharing. And acceptance for me is pretty much the same journey that you took. But I'm going to elaborate on it a little later. I'm going to let Tsunami go. But thank you. That take a lot of courage right there to even address and understand, you know, where you at now, where you came from. Thank you.
With me, at first I never knew who I was, so I had to stop and think and ask around number one before I got into myself. I had to accept that I was also in a dark place I didn't know how to get out of, you know, and I had to go to the ups and downs. But I had to understand and ask my higher power so I can dig deep. And the wrongs I've done, I know I'm free, I'm forgiven. And I had to learn me. I had to accept that I'm gonna be who I am, but I know it's outside the box too. So, but I like to put everything, and you know, to accept that I do have family, I do got loved ones, but I thought they wasn't out there, you know. And like I had to open my mouth and tell people, like, and those that don't know, like, I look up to TC because she been, you know, through hell and still going through hell, but stayed above the fire. And she's like my in-law, but like a mentor, a friend. You know, I can call upon her, you know, and talk to her, and she don't judge me. You know, she keep it raw with me. You know, she ain't gonna pat my back. And like, I'm open. I'm open now. For me being open and accepting who I am, that I sold drugs, I've done drugs, I did, you know, stole, you know, and I can open my mouth today. I'm not I'm not ashamed, so I accept who I am, and I really don't care who, think this about me. I love myself to death. I accept who I am, and my loved ones, my nieces, my nephews, that
Don't forget your pineapple back here.
and my pineapple. I came to this family, and they accepted me. They accepted me. I got family, but you don't have to be blood to be family.
Right. That's
And
right.
I'm just today I'm grown. I got also another one that was struggling with use of drugs. I got 5 months.
Anyone else in acceptance? All right, so I'm gonna take a shot at it. Acceptance comes very early on in life, but we're not taught what to accept. So, me myself, I wanted to be accepted like the love on One Life to Live. I wanted to be accepted like Good Times. I wanted to be accepted like the Cosbys, the Brady Bunch. I wanted that whole family that was loving on each other on the screen. Like, this is what my family get down with. Price is Right. It's everybody happy, happy, happy. But in real life, I think that it should be taught in school to learn to love yourself first. Because if you start in school and at home, just because they say they love you, what is love? Love is an action. So how do you learn to accept something that's only spoken about but not shown? So accepting things, really, I just really started accepting things because I started understanding that people can say, I love you, but showing you that they love you is two totally different things. My grandson, I always go in there and do my one-on-ones with him, and we like to be in the house by ourselves when he parents. I'm not revealing no secrets, Grandma. And we talk about a lot of things that I was unaware of as a parent. But I'm in college now as a grandmother. And the mistakes that I made with them, I vowed to myself to never make them with my grandchildren. So I teach them about people that say, I love you, and people showing you love. So today I'm in acceptance of the good, the bad, and the ugly. I am Theresa. All right. We're going to roll this wheel again. Oops. Okay? That good old thing called love. Anybody taking? Anybody want to share about love? Go Dad.
I never thought, my husband and I, we were together, we were married 13 years, together 15 years. And I can show you on my phone how many different times we have been to the hospital. For this, for that, you know what I'm saying? But this last time, one day I walked in his room, in ICU. I walked in ICU. And I said to him, and I just basically yelled, Angelo, for real? You not coming out of this shit?
Mm-hmm.
For real? And the love, when Angelo left, I just couldn't believe how you drinking that water. That's how the love was coming out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's places today that, and Maxine can tell you, I'm in the house all the time because there's no place him and I did not go. And it was down to the point where, again, Maxine can tell you, He had got his own truck. You know, I've had my own car, and this places, TC and everyone else. I just don't go no place because every time I go someplace, I can always feel him. And
Which is a good thing, and,
yeah,
and part of the love.
Good. It's good because, like I said, I didn't know it was that much love. I didn't know it was that much love.
And he showed you love, though.
Yeah, he did.
Yes,
really
he did. He actually brought out a different dad.
Yeah, he did.
That dad, you know, wasn't even aware of that she was worthy of that kind of love.
Right. And,
yes.
And you know, like, I lost my mother in 2014, but my mother was 80 something years old.
Bless
And
you.
I would always say, I said, well, Ma, you did live a full life. And Ma, you know, you brought me here.
Right.
You understand? But like during Angela and our relationship, you know, it wasn't no drugs. With my mom, it was drugs. But I'm so glad that I said, you know, enough is enough.
Right.
It's time to put this down. You know?
But
And
what
thank
you-
my God, you know, it's been 22 years. And now I even stopped smoking. I just gave it up.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just gave it
yeah.
up. Yeah, I just gave it. I didn't give up everything. But
She won't drink my Hennessy Coquito now.
Yeah, virgin. Yeah, but like I said, that love is a powerful thing. It's a powerful thing.
In the acceptance of love, see how God, you said your mother was 85 years old.
86.
86 years old.
When she passed.
So when God did the transition from your mom leaving you,
Yeah. I didn't do it so hard. I didn't fall so hard. But with this man, it's like,
why you think you ain't fall so hard?
cause like I said to my mom, I felt that my mother lived a good life.
And you was in a good place when your mom left.
Right.
And you had somebody to nurture the love that your mother gave you, and you and him healed each other. Because I'm quite sure he had built a bond with your mother, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, mom went gracefully knowing that Angelo was here to take care of you.
Right.
And that she knew
and
that
now
he loved
it's
you.
No Angelo.
Right.
You know, just like I said, she can tell you I'm in the house. Sure, well, what you doing? I said, what you think I'm doing? I'm either doing one or two things. Upstairs in this bedroom or I'm downstairs in the kitchen. And I said, that's what I'm doing. But like I said, that love thing is something. And I tell people today, you know, like, I don't think I can do this again. I don't think.
Do what?
Fall in love again. It's too hard.
But
It's too hard.
Deborah Cox tells us nobody supposed to be here. But
Yeah.
love can creep up on you, okay?
Yeah.
But you know, if love do find its way back to your heart,
Yeah.
I hope it's through God.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the best kind of love
Right.
to have. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Thank you. Anybody else want to share, elaborate on love? Okay, I got my track sneakers on. I'll talk about it. Love. I learned love not even when I gave birth to my children did I understand what love is. I loved on what my ancestors showed me about love, but I didn't truly understand what love was. As years went by, I wasn't even allowed to love myself. I was abandoned. It was humanly walking around, talking and, you know, interacting, but I wasn't loved. Like I said earlier, my mother abandonment issues came through family. So the pain came through family. So learning to love, I really honestly just started opening up the door to what unconditional love is when I turned 50. Up until 50, I spoke love. I spoke the existence of love into my children, but I didn't know how to be capable of giving them and loving them and nurturing their mind, body, and soul until I had went through so much trauma. And then I had to identify with the trauma that I was in. I was still stepping into a tornado of trauma. So what is love? I didn't have a reflection of what it meant. And no, I didn't want to look in no dictionary for them to give me the definition or why and how I should love myself. So at time to time, I just used to feel myself. So once I started to feel myself, I knew that I was capable of giving me the love that I was looking for my whole life. And so I started planting seeds into myself. And then I found the courage to pour it into my children, my grandchildren. It's not a child that my children have brought into my life that I didn't act like I nurtured them from inside. Every relationship that my children have gotten into, not one, whether it was a temporary fling or whether it was a long journey of love, I loved them. So now I'm capable of, like, I'm a storm to be reckoned with. I truly know that I love you, I love you, I love you, I love y'all today. Because I know it don't come with a price. I don't have to buy your love. Everybody that's sitting in here today is in here because our journey together, we've been through something. And we're going to go through something. But now we know that I can count on you, I can count on you, I can count on y'all to really fill me up with love. And vice versa. Everybody don't get their numbers out these days. I put my numbers on Billboard. Call me. I'm here. I didn't have that. I had to find that. When my grandkids, I lie to you not. They the fertilizer to my life. I breathe, walk, and talk differently because I'm somebody's grandmother. And because I'm somebody's mother too. Like I love my kids too.
Yeah, we just abandoned you.
But my grandkids gave me an identity. You know? So that good thing about love, keep it. But give it to yourself first before you ask somebody else to give it to you. I love y'all. Yes.
I was just thinking about you, and you know, I'm an acronym king, and I thought about love, just thinking about you.
Right.
Learning, I said love, learning to be open and vulnerable in its entirety.
Oh, write that down.
That's you.
Oh, thank you.
That's you.
Thank you.
And vulnerable in its entirety.
Oh, somebody write that down for me. I love you too, cousin.
I love you.
Yes. And for most of y'all don't know, Atrika is my cousin.
Oh.
Yes. He's more like my big brother. I go to him when I don't understand a lot. And vice versa.
Okay, I got one more thing before we move off of love.
Okay.
Love, like you said, is an action word, right? But also, I'm looking at your t-shirt and I'm like, love is also you. Love is us all healing together. Right. You know, and love is definitely God.
Yes,
That's all I gotta say.
I'm just giving y'all a big old hug. Me. Yes,
Hey,
yes,
Gigi.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, we're gonna do one more spin, and then we're gonna go to the next part. Okay. Whoosha, whoosha, whoosha. Who wanna tackle that one? Nobody. You said the Mm-mm.
I'll let you start it. Maybe
Okay.
I'll give you some feedback.
Okay. Mindset.
I'm going to start off with me being a teenage mother, having 2 children, and the fact that my mother abandoned me and left me alone as a teenage mother while I was trying to become a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to basically bring on this woman as my support team, although she had all her trials, her tribulations, her traumas,
Right.
but she still was there for me
Mm-hmm.
over the years. My son will be 30 in May. And even throughout her trials, her tribulations, she have kept me strong.
Mm-hmm.
She have shown me what a woman should be,
Right.
how a mother can be, despite
Yes.
of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Going to my brother that passed away in 2017,
Mm-hmm.
for me, I felt like I was angry for a long time, and a lot of people didn't know, because I held on to him.
Mm-hmm.
He was my foundation. He was my blood that never forsake me.
Right.
He was my protector over the years.
Right.
When I didn't have and I didn't want to ask nobody, he was there for me.
Mm-hmm.
And when he passed on, even though he suffered for 5 years, and I even dealt with that too,
Mm-hmm.
as myself letting him down and letting me self down, because I was
Right.
being selfish,
Mm-hmm.
you know, knowing he was suffering. But when he left, I was very angry.
But you say the suffering part. Why you say you were selfish?
No, he suffered because from his accident, he was in a nursing home for 5 years.
Mm.
And every day I prayed that he would come out of that because I needed him.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, I didn't understand that at that moment he needed me.
Right.
I didn't understand that. So I took that as I was once again being let down. I was being abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
I was still out here trying to figure it out.
Right.
Again, my mommy dad, she been here 30 years, and she has held me down. But sometimes I fight the fight of going to her.
Right.
Because I know she have her own battles. Sometimes I don't understand how she go to sleep, and I don't understand how she wake up.
Right.
So when I'm dealing with that own battle, it's definitely hard to go to somebody else. So that's when the depression come in. That's when the non-acceptance of oneself come in.
Right.
That's when the health issues, like all them things that you have on the board, feeling betrayed, that's where all that come in at, because you take it on.
Right.
And for me, it took me maybe, I'm going to say the last, two and a half years, 3 years, that I really started closing myself up. To where it was like certain people call me, I'm not going to accept your call. I send you the voicemail. Let me hear in my voicemail what you got to say. Let me hear in the text what you got to say. Because throughout my life, I have been let down so much to where it caused me to be numb. And when I say that, it's like even the deaths that's upon me that I hear, and it's people that I cherish maybe 20, 30, 40 years.
Right.
That I've been cherishing these people and I love them, that when death come upon me, I'm numb. When people that do try to show me that they love me, I'm numb. Because I'm to the point to where I'm trying to find me, because I'm trying to get a grip and an understanding and the concept of what really is let down.
Right.
Is it that these people really let me down, or over the years of me not having an understanding allow me to let myself down?
So, being though you said that, do you think it might be that they didn't let you down intentionally, but your mindset of the
My expectations. Yes.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yes.
So,
And
you
that's
know,
that's where I'm at now, and that's why I feel like I had to close myself up.
mhm.
You know, not intentionally. And mommy could tell you sometimes, like she had called me and be like, "Well, how you doing? I'm alive." I'm like, "Oh, thank
No,
you."
no, this is my favorite line. I could have been dead over here, and you
Yeah,
wouldn't
she,
even know.
she get extra with it.
Yeah, you know, and that's how I do her. You know,
Yeah.
we
Because
could've
she
been-
gotta bring me back.
Yeah.
So
you
let
know,
me ask you this.
Yeah.
Both of y'all,
Mhm.
being though y'all did the shutdown, what was the results of the shutdown?
For me, it pushed me into more of me becoming numb to, and even me just not understanding me.
So,
And
would you say, I apologize, but would you say that you suppress
yes,
your
yes,
depression
yes,
by substitutes?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
All
yes.
right, okay.
And that's what where I don't want to be, because of the fact that it's been around me for so long.
Right.
And I realized that it really didn't have a positive influence on my life, to where I don't want that for my baby, because again, I have my second set. You know,
Right.
I waited 16
Right.
years to do it over.
Exactly.
And I want to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
But I still find myself backpedaling to my comfort zone, to what I know is comfortable for me.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's where I no longer want to be.
Right. Okay. But see, you're your own
Mhm.
prescription
Mhm.
to the diagnosis of your depression.
Mhm.
You understand it now, then that's a plus. Because it takes some people years to get to that point of acceptance of where you at. So I applaud you. I applaud you.
Ooh, I think I'm
Yeah.
And I, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Okay.